Hello, I'm Congresswoman Shelley Pingree. Thank you so much for coming together from across New England to build a more just and sustainable food system. Individually and as a coalition, I appreciate what you are doing to increase our region's capacity to feed our communities. As a longtime organic farmer myself, food has always been a priority issue for me in Congress. Much of my work has focused on reforming federal programs and regulations to work better for farmers and fishermen. Changes are needed to help them to meet the growing demand for sustainable and locally sourced food. But my latest efforts have focused on helping the country get more from the food it already produces. Food waste is a staggering problem as well as an exciting opportunity. Our country wastes as much as 40% of the food it produces. All that waste costs our economy $161 billion annually and amounts to 133 billion pounds of food ending up in landfills every year. But with all this excess food, 50 million Americans are still food insecure, meaning that not enough of the food we produce is getting to the people who need it. In the past few months, I've introduced two pieces of legislation to reduce food waste and to make sure that more of it gets to the table instead of the trash. The first bill is H.R. 4184, the Food Recovery Act. This comprehensive legislation takes a number of steps to reduce food waste at all levels of the food system, on the farm, in stores, in institutions, and in homes. Some of the steps include improving incentives for commercial food donation, investing in food storage and distribution, educating the public about the true costs of food waste, and clarifying date labels on food. I'm happy to report that a couple of its provisions are already being implemented. My second bill takes aim specifically at confusing date labels. Labels on packaged food today make no distinction between when food is no longer safe to eat and when it's just past peak flavor. The confusion means that 90% of consumers have thrown out food needlessly. And 20% of states actually prohibit the donation or sale of food that is past those dates, even if it's completely safe to eat. The Food Date Labeling app would standardize these labels. It would make wording consistent for a food's expiration date versus its peak quality date. It would also ensure that safe food can be donated and sold after it's reached its quality date. You can find out more about both my bills on our website, www.pingree.house.gov/foodwaste. I appreciate having the chance to talk about this legislation and the opportunities that reducing food waste presents. Alongside the efforts you are discussing today, I think it would be a major step in making New England's food system more sustainable. Thank you again for the work that you do, and take care.